Welcome, dear dreamers. Tonight, I invite you to journey with me to the enchanting land of Eldoria, a place draped in twilight, where whispers of ancient magic linger in the air. Imagine the gentle glow of the evening sky, painted in soft hues of blue and purple as it casts a quiet spell over rolling hills and towering trees. There, amidst the deep slumber of a forgotten giant, mysteries of love and sorrow lay hidden, waiting to be uncovered by a brave heart. Close your eyes and let your mind drift, as together we step into the timeless beauty of Eldoria, where shadows dance and stars weave dreams of wonder. Allow the story to guide you as we journey deeper into the heart of the night, wrapped in the comforting embrace of peace and magic. In the land of Eldoria, where twilight draped itself like a silken shroud over the verdant hills, a haunting silence reigned. The sky, a canvas of muted blues and purples, seemed to hold its breath, awaiting a story that had long been forgotten. It was here, amidst the echoes of time, that Eldor the sleeping giant lay ensnared in a slumber deeper than the abyss itself. His colossal form, covered in a tapestry of moss and ivy, rested beneath the ancient trees that whispered secrets to the wind. Once a protector of the realm, Eldor had roamed the mountains, his footsteps a soothing cadence that resonated with the heartbeat of the land. The children of Eldoria would gaze in awe as he plucked stars from the sky, weaving them into crowns of light, bestowing upon them the magic of dreams. But as the wheel of time turned, shadows crept into the corners of Eldor's heart, shrouding him in sorrow. A curse, born of betrayal and loss, had cast him into an endless dream, a fate that twisted joy into despair. The townsfolk, once filled with tales of wonder and laughter, now spoke in hushed tones, fearful of the giant's restless dreams. Each night, the sky would rumble as if the heavens themselves trembled at the thought of his awakening. Whispers of a cataclysmic return spread like wildfire, igniting the hearts of the brave and the cowardly alike. When the giant stirs, will he come to reclaim his throne of fury? They asked, eyes wide with trepidation. It was said that Eldor's dreams were a tempest, capable of shaking the very foundations of the earth. Yet amidst the growing darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged from the heart of the kingdom. Prince Aelric, heir to the throne, was not one to cower in the shadows. Known for his spirit as bright as the dawn, he felt the weight of despair pressing upon his shoulders. The giant's plight tugged at his heart, a call to action resonating deep within his soul. With each passing day, the urgency swelled, propelling him toward a destiny entwined with the giant's fate. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to awaken, Aelric sought the counsel of the ancient oracle. The villagers spoke of her as a seer, a keeper of mysteries, dwelling in the grove of whispers, a place where reality bent like the branches of the ancient trees, and time danced on the fringes of perception. Guided by the glow of a silver moon, Elric traversed the winding path, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and secrets long buried. The oracle awaited him, cloaked in shadows that seemed to shift and sway like a living tapestry. Her voice, a melody woven from the fabric of dreams, beckoned him closer. "Prince Aelric," she murmured, her eyes shimmering like distant stars. "You seek the path to the giant's heart, do you not?" Elric nodded, his resolve unwavering. "I must enter the giant's dreams to soothe his restless spirit and avert the devastation that looms over Eldoria." The oracle regarded him with a gaze that pierced through the veil of time. "To journey into the realm of dreams, you must forsake your waking self. Only then can you traverse the labyrinth of shadows that bind Eldor's soul." She gestured toward a chalice shimmering with liquid starlight. "Drink, and you shall embark upon this perilous quest." With a steady hand, Aelric lifted the chalice to his lips, the nectar warm and pulsing with an ethereal light. As he drank, the world around him began to dissolve like mist in the morning sun. Colors swirled and danced, and the very fabric of reality unraveled. Aelric felt himself being drawn into the heart of the giant's slumber, the echoes of Eldor's dreams wrapping around him like a shroud. In an instant, he was plunged into a realm where shadows flickered and memories twisted in a kaleidoscope of light. The landscapes morphed and shifted, reflecting the tempest within Eldor's heart. A chaotic symphony of fear and hope, of loss and longing. Here, the prince would seek the essence of the giant, to mend the frayed threads of his spirit before the hourglass of fate ran dry. As he stood on the precipice of this enigmatic world, Aelric felt the pulse of Eldor's dreams reverberate through his very being. He understood that the fate of Eldoria hung in the balance, a delicate thread woven into the tapestry of a sleeping giant's heart. The journey ahead would be fraught with peril, but within the shadows lay the possibility of salvation. A chance to awaken the giant not in rage, but in love. And so, the prince took his first step into the unknown, the echo of his resolve resonating against the darkened sky. The giant awaited, and within the dreamscape, the mysteries of the heart would unravel in ways he could not yet comprehend. As Aelric crossed the threshold into the dreamscape, he felt as though he had been swallowed by the very essence of the night. The air shimmered with a phosphorescent glow, each breath he took laced with the intoxicating scent of dreams, sweet and haunting, a fragrance that lingered like whispered promises. The ground beneath his feet felt both solid and ethereal, shifting like water as he moved forward, a reflection of the giant's tumultuous heart. The landscape unfolded before him like a forgotten memory, familiar yet profoundly strange. Twisting paths wound through vast fields of wildflowers, their petals luminous and shimmering as if illuminated from within. Trees towered like sentinels, their bark twisted into intricate patterns that spoke of ages past. Yet, an undercurrent of sorrow flowed through this beauty, the shadows lurking just beyond the edges, thick and suffocating, threatening to engulf the light. With each step, Aelric felt the weight of Eldor's dreams pressing down upon him, a cacophony of emotions that echoed in the stillness. Memories flickered like fireflies, elusive and ephemeral, offering fleeting glimpses into the giant's soul. In the distance, he caught sight of a spectral figure, a wisp of light that danced just beyond his reach. Compelled by a force he could not comprehend, he began to follow. The figure led him through a forest of whispers, where the trees murmured secrets in a language forgotten by time. Each leaf trembled with life, telling stories of joy and despair that had shaped Eldoria. Aelric paused, listening intently, as the voices entwined in a symphony of sorrow. He could hear the laughter of children, the camaraderie of villagers, and the heart-wrenching echoes of a giant's loneliness. A profound silence that enveloped him like a shroud. As he ventured deeper, the path opened into a clearing bathed in silvery moonlight, illuminating a magnificent fountain that rose from the earth like a tear from the giant's eye. Water cascaded from the stone lips of ancient statues, pooling at the base, where the reflection danced like a mirage. Aelric approached, entranced by the sight, and peered into the depths of the fountain. What met his gaze was not just water, but a swirling vortex of memories, each droplet a fragment of Eldor's life, sparkling with brilliance and dimmed by shadows. He reached out, fingertips brushing the surface, and was instantly pulled into a memory that spiraled forth, wrapping him in its embrace. Suddenly he stood upon a hillside, the sun casting golden rays upon a vibrant village bustling with life. Laughter rang out as children played, their faces lit with joy. There, in the midst of it all, was Eldor, immense and awe-inspiring, gently cradling a child in the palm of his hand. The giant's laughter resonated through the air, a sound so pure it seemed to awaken the very earth. Aelric felt a warmth spread through his chest, a glimpse of the love that once flourished in the giant's heart. But the scene shifted, darkening as shadows crept in like smoke, extinguishing the light. He witnessed the giant's sorrow as the villagers turned away, driven by fear of his size and strength. In that moment, Aelric understood. The giant had not only lost his place among them, but had also been cast into isolation, a fate worse than any curse. With a gasp, Aelric was thrust back into the clearing, breathless and shaken. The echoes of that memory reverberated through him, igniting a fierce determination. Eldor's dreams were not merely shadows. They were a tapestry woven from the threads of love, laughter, and profound grief. Each fragment of memory held the key to unlocking the giant's heart, and it was up to him to guide Eldor back to the light. Aelric pressed onward, the ethereal glow of the dreamscape guiding him deeper into the labyrinth of Eldor's soul. The landscape twisted and contorted, revealing visions that both enchanted and terrified him. Glimpses of battles fought long ago flashed before his eyes, Eldor standing tall against monstrous foes, his heart ablaze with the desire to protect his people. Yet, with each victory came a price, and the toll of loss began to darken the edges of his spirit. As he wandered through this dreamlike realm, Aelric encountered manifestations of the giant's pain, dark figures that loomed and taunted. Their whispers, a haunting reminder of the giant's burdens. "You are alone," they hissed, their voices dripping with malice. "You are a monster, destined for destruction." But Aelric, armed with the knowledge of the giant's true essence, stood firm. "You are but shadows," he declared, his voice ringing with conviction. "You do not define Eldor. He is more than your darkness. He carries within him the light of countless memories, and I will not allow you to extinguish that flame." The shadows recoiled at his words, their forms flickering like candles in a tempest. Aelric pressed forward, resolute, determined to confront the heart of Eldor's sorrow. As the path twisted ahead, he felt the thrum of the giant's spirit calling out to him, a beacon in the darkness. It was time to delve into the heart of the dream and uncover the essence of the giant's being, to awaken the hope buried deep within. With each step, Aelric approached the truth that lay waiting, a truth entwined with the very fabric of the giant's soul. And as the shadows danced around him, he realized that he was not merely a prince wandering through dreams. He was a bridge between two worlds, a harbinger of light in a realm cloaked in despair. The journey had only just begun, and the heart of the giant awaited him, pulsing with the promise of rebirth. The air thickened around Aelric as he pressed onward through the shifting dreamscape, each step a testament to his resolve. Shadows coiled around him like serpents, whispering doubts that sought to ensnare his spirit. Yet, he held fast to the flickering light of hope, a beacon that illuminated his path. The giant's heart pulsed through the darkness, a rhythm that called to him, promising that within the labyrinth of dreams lay the essence of Eldor's being, a sanctuary of love, longing and memories waiting to be reclaimed. As the landscape twisted once more, Aelric found himself at the edge of a vast abyss, where the ground fell away into swirling mists of violet and indigo. The chasm beckoned, a swirling vortex of emotions that danced just beyond his reach. In the depths, he could sense a tumult of Eldor's heart, fear, sorrow, anger, a tempest that threatened to drown him if he dared to gaze too deeply. He steeled himself, the weight of the giant's pain pressing down on him, a tangible reminder of the burden they both shared. "Eldor," he called, his voice cutting through the fog. "I have come to seek you, to mend what is broken within you." The echo of his words reverberated through the chasm, stirring the mist like a gentle breeze. For a moment, silence reigned, and Aelric felt as though the very fabric of reality had paused to listen. Then from the depths, a low rumble rose like thunder, a sound that reverberated through his bones, causing the ground to tremble beneath his feet. Emerging from the swirling mists was a figure, colossal and majestic, yet shrouded in shadows that concealed his true form. Eldor stood before him, a titan wrapped in the remnants of dreams long forgotten. His eyes glowed like embers, flickering with the remnants of warmth that once illuminated his heart. "Who dares to disturb my slumber?" Eldor's voice boomed, a tempestuous gale that echoed in the void. It was a sound that both awoke awe and summoned dread, resonating with the pain of 1,000 memories. The shadows around him writhed, eager to swallow the intruder whole. "It is I, Prince Aelric," he replied, firm yet gentle, a spark of light amidst the encroaching darkness. "I have come to navigate the tempest of your dreams, to awaken the hope that lies buried within your heart." The giant's gaze pierced through the shadows, and for a heartbeat, Aelric felt the weight of Eldor's sorrow envelop him like a cloak. "Hope," Eldor rumbled, disbelief lacing his voice. "What use is hope in a heart weighed down by despair? I am a monster, a harbinger of ruin." "No," Aelric countered, stepping closer to the edge of the abyss, where the mists writhed like restless spirits. "You are not a monster. You are a protector, a guardian who has lost his way. The world fears you, but it does not know the truth of your heart, the love you hold for this realm." Eldor's eyes dimmed, the ember-like glow flickering uncertainly. "Love," he murmured, his voice softening as memories danced before them like specters. "What do you know of love? I have watched it slip through my fingers, as fragile as the stars in the night sky. I have been cast aside, abandoned to this dream." The shadows around him seemed to pulse in rhythm with his words, dark tendrils reaching out as if to pull him back into the depths of despair. Aelric felt the despair wash over him, a tide that threatened to drown his resolve. But he remembered the laughter of the children, the joy in the hearts of the villagers, and the warmth of the sun that bathed Eldoria in light. With a deep breath, he summoned his courage. "Let me show you, Eldor," he implored, his voice steady. "Let me take you through the memories you fear to revisit. Together, we can unearth the love buried within you, the love that has not vanished but merely awaits your return." A glimmer of something unfathomable flickered in the giant's eyes. An ember of curiosity mingled with fear. Aelric extended his hand toward the swirling mists of the abyss, inviting Eldor to step into the memories that lay hidden within the shadows. "Trust me," he urged, the words laden with sincerity. "We will face this together." For a moment, time seemed to stretch into infinity, a breath suspended between hope and despair. Then, with a shuddering breath, Eldor stepped forward, the shadows recoiling as he crossed the threshold into the light. The abyss faded, and they found themselves in a different landscape, one bathed in golden sunlight, vibrant and alive. Before them unfolded a scene of laughter and joy, a village bustling with life. Aelric recognized the familiar faces of the townsfolk, their eyes bright with wonder as they celebrated under the sun. And there, amidst the festivities, stood Eldor, not as a looming spectre of fear, but as a gentle giant, cradling a group of children in his massive hands, their laughter ringing like a symphony. Aelric watched as memories unfurled around them, painting a vivid tapestry of Eldor's past. They danced through moments of triumph and joy, Eldor defending the village from marauding beasts, the townsfolk cheering his name, their love encircling him like a warm embrace. The giant's heart, once encased in shadows, began to illuminate the scene. "This," Aelric whispered, "is the essence of who you are, Eldor. You are not alone. You never were. The love you shared with the people of Eldoria is a part of you, woven into the very fabric of your being." As the memories swirled around them, the shadows began to recede, flickering like fading embers. Aelric felt a shift in the air, a softening of the burdens that had long weighed upon Eldor's heart. The giant's gaze, once clouded with sorrow, now shimmered with the first hints of understanding. "Perhaps," Eldor breathed, his voice tremulous yet hopeful, "perhaps there is still a flicker of light within me." And in that moment, the darkness that had enveloped him began to fracture, revealing the heart of the giant, a heart pulsating with the warmth of love, ready to reclaim its place in the world. Together, they stood on the precipice of transformation, the shadows dissipating like mist before the dawn. The journey to reclaim Eldor's spirit had begun, and the promise of awakening lay just ahead, shimmering with the possibility of a new beginning. The swirling memories of Eldoria enveloped Aelric and Eldor as they stood amidst the vibrant tapestry of the giant's past. The joyous laughter of children echoed around them, weaving an enchanting melody that thrummed with life. Aelric could feel the warmth radiating from Eldor, a nascent glow that hinted at the healing of a fractured spirit. Yet, amid this radiant tapestry, shadows lingered at the edges, remnants of sorrow, threatening to pull them back into the depths of despair. "Stay with me, Eldor," Aelric urged, his voice steady as he held the giant's gaze. We must confront the shadows together. Only then can you reclaim the light within. Eldor nodded, a tremor of determination coursing through his colossal frame. Guide me, young prince. Let us weave through the tapestry of time, so I may confront the sorrows that haunt me. With that, Elric extended his hand, and together they stepped forward, weaving through the memories that dance like fireflies in the twilight. They traversed landscapes of joy and pain, where the threads of Eldor's heart were woven into each scene. As they journeyed, Elric felt the pull of nostalgia, a bittersweet ache for moments long past, filled with laughter and love that now lay veiled in shadows. Their first stop was a winter's eve, the village adorned in a mantle of snow. Children bundled in bright scarves built snowmen under the watchful gaze of Eldor who, despite his towering height, had knelt to join in their merriment. The giant's laughter rang through the crisp air, a sound so pure it felt as if it could shatter the very darkness that now clung to him. "Look at them, Eldor," Aelric said softly, a smile gracing his lips. "You were their joy, their protector." But even as he spoke, the scene began to darken. A flicker of memory surfaced. A villager, once filled with delight, suddenly turned away, fear shadowing their face as they gazed up at the giant. Aelric's heart sank as he witnessed the first crack in Eldor's light, a fissure that spread like ink across a canvas, tainting the joy with doubt. "Do you see?" Eldor murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. "The very children I cherished began to fear me. I became a monster in their eyes." Aelric felt the ache of that moment deep in his chest. "But it was never your fault, Eldor. You protected them. Your heart was never a weapon, only a shield." He squeezed the giant's massive hand, a gesture of comfort that seemed to reverberate through the shadows. They moved through time once more, this time finding themselves in the aftermath of a battle. The village lay in ruins, echoes of conflict still hanging in the air like fog. Eldor stood at the edge, a solitary figure against the devastation. Villagers, once united, now pointed fingers, their voices rising in anger and blame. "This is what I feared most," Eldor breathed, his voice heavy with remorse. "The weight of their pain fell upon me, and I could do nothing to ease it. I thought I was protecting them, yet I became their bane." "No," Elric insisted, his heart aching for the giant who bore such burdens. "You acted out of love. You saved them, Eldor. But in their fear, they turned away. They did not see the truth of your heart." Eldor's eyes glimmered with unshed tears, memories swirling like autumn leaves caught in a tempest. "And so I slept, hoping to shield them from my rage. But I only succeeded in isolating myself. The curse of my slumber is the consequence of my choices." The shadows danced around them, whispering of doubt and despair. But Aelric pressed onward. We must move forward, Eldor. There are still memories waiting to be reclaimed. With each step, they ventured deeper into the heart of the giant's dreams, witnessing a tapestry of highs and lows. They found moments of triumph where Eldor had guided the villagers through storms, using his strength to lift fallen trees and create pathways. They reveled in the joy of festivals, where Eldor became a gentle giant once more, the light of love illuminating his spirit. But as the tide of memories ebbed and flowed, the darkness would inevitably return, tainting the vibrant colors with hues of sorrow. Eldor began to shrink into himself, shadows draping over him like a heavy cloak, murmuring accusations that echoed in the recesses of his mind. You see, I am but a monster, a being of chaos in a world that craves peace. Aelric felt the tears welling in his eyes, the sorrow threatening to drown them both. Eldor, listen to me. You are not defined by those moments. You are the sum of your choices, but your heart. Your heart is not a weapon. It is a vessel of love waiting to be set free. You must remember the joy you brought to this realm. With determination, he drew forth the memories of the joyous festivals, the laughter that had once filled the air. Hold on to this, Eldor. You were loved. You are loved. In that moment, the shadows recoiled, flickering as if struck by a sudden light. Eldor's gaze lifted, the embers of hope igniting within him. I remember, he whispered, a tremor of realization breaking through the fog of despair. I remember the warmth of their love, the light that once filled my heart. The mists began to part, revealing a path ahead, a glimmering trail illuminated by the memories of joy and laughter. Aelric felt a surge of hope as they stepped forward together, a prince and a giant bound by their shared journey. The tides of time had washed away the layers of darkness, and as they moved toward the heart of Eldor's essence, Aelric sensed a shift, a burgeoning light that promised to break through the shadows for good. The giant's spirit was awakening, a dawn on the horizon that would reclaim the light they both sought. Together, they would confront the final vestiges of despair and usher in a new beginning, one rooted in love, remembrance, and the promise of redemption. The air hummed with anticipation as Aelric and Eldor traversed the shimmering path forged from the light of reclaimed memories. The shadows that had once clung so desperately to the giant began to retreat, flickering like candles caught in a sudden breeze. The landscape shifted around them, an ebb and flow of color and light that mirrored the awakening of Eldor's heart. Each step forward brought forth a new wave of warmth, illuminating the dark recesses that had long been shrouded in grief. As they journeyed, Aelric felt the heartbeat of the dreamscape synchronizing with the pulse of Eldor's spirit, a resonance that reverberated through his very being. Together, they delved deeper into the giant's essence, ready to confront the final vestiges of despair that still clung to him like tendrils of smoke. Elric knew that the true test awaited them. The moment of reckoning when Eldor would emerge, not just as a protector, but as a being reborn. A giant whose heart brimmed with love rather than isolation. They arrived at a vast expanse, an open meadow drenched in the golden hues of twilight. The sky above shimmered with swirling constellations, a celestial dance of hope and possibility. In the center of the meadow lay a colossal stone, engraved with symbols of ancient lore, resonating with a power that was palpable. This was the Heartstone, a relic of the giants that pulsed with energy, an anchor that connected Eldor to the very fabric of the realm. Elric stepped closer, his heart racing. This is where it all began, Eldor. This is where you can reclaim your essence. He turned to face the giant, determination blazing in his eyes. You must embrace who you are, your love, your pain, your power. Only then can you awaken and reclaim your place in this world. Eldor hesitated, shadows still flickering at the edges of his consciousness. What if I awaken in fury? What if the darkness within me overwhelms the light? Elric reached out, his fingers brushing against the cool stone of the Heartstone. You have faced your fears, Eldor. You have walked through the valleys of sorrow and emerged stronger. You are not alone. I stand with you. As the prince's words sank in, Eldor inhaled deeply, a shudder coursing through his colossal frame. He stepped forward, placing his massive hand upon the Heartstone. The symbols glowed with an otherworldly light, pulsating in rhythm with the giant's heartbeat. The air crackled with energy, and Aelric felt the very ground tremble beneath them. In that moment, the memories they had unearthed surged around them. Laughter, joy, and love woven into a tapestry of light. Eldor closed his eyes, allowing himself to feel the warmth of those moments, the embrace of the villagers, the laughter of children. It surged through him like a river breaking free from winter's grip, thawing the icy tendrils of despair that had long held him captive. I remember, Eldor breathed, his voice resonating with newfound strength. I remember the love that once filled my heart, the joy of being part of something greater than myself. The shadows began to dissipate, scattering like mist before the sun, and in their place a light emerged, soft and radiant, expanding outward in waves. Aelric shielded his eyes, the brilliance overwhelming yet comforting. A promise of rebirth. Eldor's form began to shimmer, the light infusing him with warmth and vitality. He was becoming more than just a giant. He was becoming the embodiment of the love he had nurtured for so long, a guardian reborn. Eldor, let the light guide you, Aelric urged, his heart pounding with anticipation. Awaken and let your spirit soar. With a roar that shook the heavens, Eldor unleashed a surge of energy that enveloped them both, the very fabric of the dreamscape shimmering with brilliance. The shadows retreated entirely, banished by the radiance that pulsed from the Heartstone, a beacon of hope that illuminated the meadow. The ground beneath them resonated, a symphony of light and sound that reverberated through the air. In that moment of awakening, Eldor's eyes opened wide, glowing with a brilliance that rivaled the stars. "I am no longer a monster," he declared, his voice now a harmonious blend of strength and gentleness. "I am Eldor, protector of Eldoria, and my heart is a vessel of love." As the echoes of his proclamation faded, the world around them transformed. The meadow flourished, wildflowers blooming with vibrant hues, the air sweet with the scent of renewal. Eldoria, once shrouded in darkness, basked in the glow of a new dawn. Elric felt a surge of joy ripple through him as he watched the transformation unfold. The promise of a brighter future unfurling like the petals of a blossoming flower. But Eldor was not yet finished. The giant knelt before Aelric, his massive frame casting a protective shadow over the prince. "Thank you, brave heart," he said, the weight of gratitude heavy in his voice. "You have shown me the light within, the love that I thought had vanished forever. Together, we shall rebuild the bonds that were broken." With that, Eldor stood tall, his presence a majestic silhouette against the rising sun. The townsfolk, drawn by the light, began to emerge from the shadows, eyes wide with awe and wonder. They gazed upon the giant who had once been a source of fear, now transformed into a protector, radiating warmth and kindness. Aelric felt a swell of hope as the villagers stepped forward, not with fear, but with love and acceptance. "Eldor!" they called, voices mingling in a chorus of joy. "You have returned to us!" The giant lowered himself to meet them, his heart swelling with emotion as the villagers reached out, hands grasping his enormous fingers. Tears glimmered in Eldor's eyes as he looked upon the faces of those he had once cherished. "I am here," he vowed, voice filled with conviction. "I am here to protect you, to love you, and to stand by your side." And so, the tale of the sleeping giant transformed into a legend of rebirth, a story passed down through generations, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, love could reignite the spark of hope. Together, Eldor and Aelric would guide Eldoria into a new era, their hearts intertwined in a bond forged through trials, understanding, and the unwavering light of love. In the embrace of dawn, the giant had awakened, not merely as a guardian of the realm, but as a symbol of the enduring strength of love, a love that could conquer the shadows and illuminate the path to a brighter future. And as the sun ascended higher into the sky, the world knew that in the heart of the giant lay a spirit renewed, forever vigilant, forever shining.